Welcome back to 1 Million Cups. Those of you who are coming back, those of you who are here for the first time, just welcome. You only get one word. So I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I, for one, timed the entire week because there was no 1 Million Cups. I did not experience the wonderful startups that are in our community. There are two of them here today. They're going to be telling you all about what they're building here. Then we shift the onus to you in the audience to ask them questions, seek clarification, and most importantly, kind of think through your mental Rolodexes, who you know and what you know, and how you can assist our two startups. My name is Sean Kennedy. I'm an organizer at 1 Million Cups, along with Marianne, Danielle, Chris, not here again this week. If you'll recall, we were going to boo him when he came back. He caught wind of it and decided to skip out this week as well. We also have Carly hiding behind the Entrepreneurial Academy banner there. Carly is the one who puts all this stuff together. So all of the chairs that you're in, all of the events that are on the board, all of that stuff, and most importantly, the emails you get every week are from Carly. If you're not getting those emails, which tell you all about events going on in the community, who's coming up to present, how you can help past presenters, the sign-in sheet is right over there by the door. Give it to us. We only email you like 4 spam emails and then that. So it's an even trade. But we have some awesome presenters. I'm going to call up Harness first. Guys, come on up here. This is a great start, and we'd love hearing more.
Cool. Thank you, everyone. My name is Mirage Patel. This is Andrew Scarborough. We're the founders of Harness. I'll be giving you the pitch this morning, and Andrew will join me for Q&A after. Thank you so much for the privilege of presenting to you guys. So we at Harness built a platform that enables nonprofit organizations to both efficiently collect from and engage with their donors. Andrew and I started Harness last September, and the true inspiration for the product and the company was when we came to the realization that in one way or another, we've been fundraising our entire lives. Whether it was selling wrapping paper door to door in elementary school, all the way through college in our fraternity and doing weekend car washes. The fact of the matter is that the 20-80 rule applied in every single scenario. 20% of the members were responsible for over 80% of any contributions that came in. We wanted to discover why that was, and if we could come up with a solution to help combat that. So we went and talked to over 24 nonprofits, 24 nonprofits. And what we realized is all of these organizations are struggling and facing the same issues. The first major red flag we found was that all of the efforts that these folks are concentrating on are their large donors. We've all seen this before. It's the 3 to 5 annual events, the charity golf tournament, the dinner, the gala, where they take all the big fish they know, stick them in one room, hoping that a few of them write the big check. However, even though that's a very good effort, it leaves millions of smaller gifts left on the table. Now, secondly, gratification and feedback processes are either dated or non-existent. No one cares about that update newsletter anymore. It usually probably goes from your mailbox directly into the trash. Or you may get a little panda postcard that you can hang on your fridge. However, that doesn't truly gratify you. Someone needs to raise the ante. Now, before I go on, I want to just paint the picture as to how big of an opportunity this truly is. When I mention nonprofits, it's easy to think about your national big arm name brand charities. However, we're working with university foundations, religious groups. We've been talking to people in the political atmosphere and arena. It's a $270 billion market as a whole. And I'm sure each and every one of you can relate to an organization that you belong in that falls in one of these segments. Now let's talk about micro-donation campaigns. These are the campaigns that nonprofits set up for the average donor while they're schmoozing and boozing their big champion donors. These are the ones that when you're at grocery checkout and everything is going smooth, you have all your items, the cashier stops you and asks you to donate that $1 extra at checkout. And even though it's just $1, you always have that moment of, should I say yes or no? If I say no, will the person behind me think I'm a cheapo or I don't like charity or I'm not a good person? And then you experience that over and over again. When you walk out of the store, the kid waving the Salvation Army bell right outside the bucket, you feel compelled to give change. The fact of the matter is, they're spending exorbitant amounts of money trying to hit you up at every different location they can, and it's giving you an awkward and indistinguishable experience. Let's face it, you don't know the charity you just gave Publix $1 to. You don't know that charity that you just put that handful of change in the bucket for. You don't know what your donations are doing. So our platform addresses all of these issues, and our marquee driving backbone of the Harness platform is our Roundup technology. Anytime you make a purchase with a linked credit or debit card, the change from that purchase will automatically go to your organization. Buy a coffee for $2.70, 30 cents will go. Buy a burger from McDonald's for $4.58, 42 cents will go. This happens each and every time you make a purchase anywhere. Now, it's the perfect storm for both the donor and the partner, because the donors don't notice the small change leaving, but over time for the partner, this change adds up to quite a large amount. Our Harness donors are averaging $35 in just spare change per month. Now, to extrapolate that number even further, that means that just 100 donors on our platform will give or result any nonprofit in $42,000 plus in brand new recurring revenue per year for any nonprofit. We also have different features that we can take advantage of, a way to monetize in-kind gifts. Why wait for that one annual dinner to have that charity auction? Why not have it anytime, anywhere through push notifications? Now, the second major problem is that engagement. We have the privilege of speaking to folks from the World Wildlife Foundation, and what they told us is that they take their top donors and stick them literally into the projects that their money is funding. So they take folks and stick them into places like Iceland to show them what the impact that their money is making. There's no better gratification than that. That's why people give. But what does the average Joe get? Well, with Harness, we enable our partners to send raw, authentic, uncut video of the impact that their donations are making. Sean, thank you for rounding up for the past 6 months. You've accumulated $88.15 in change. This is literally the impact that your money is making. We also have a full donation reporting system. You can reconcile every cent that our platform processes on your behalf. Our current partners are the Ronald McDonald House Charities in Tampa Bay, Metropolitan Ministries in Tampa Bay, Paralyzed Veterans of America is a big national organization. Our future organizations include University Alumni Associations. Obviously, there's millions of alumni members around the nation, and each of these organizations have a dedicated marketing team hitting up each of their alumni. I'm sure you folks still get calls from your alma mater. So why do our customers love us? We're providing a recurring, predictable revenue stream. That's something that nonprofits miss out on today. Just because Andrew had a great Q1 in his business and wrote the $10,000 check doesn't mean I can expect that same $10,000 check next year. But with Harness, you have that repeated, predictable revenue stream. It's an easier ask. I'm not asking you to write a check anymore. Simply, I'm asking you to pledge your change. And it's not just another app. We white label our solutions for each partner that we have, so it comes from them, it comes from their brand, and there's a seamless line of communication from the charity to their end donor. Now, I know I'm out of time, but please do ask about our business model. It's a SaaS subscription model, very simple. Our service delivery model is what ensures partners' success and keeps them coming back. We will be $1 million company by the end of next year through 100 clients. Their competitors are few and far between. There's a lot of noise in the nonprofit industry, but not a lot of innovation. We can go into financials if anybody's interested. We have a great, hungry young team, myself, Andrew, and our CTO. We are seeking a little bit of money, but this is not the main reason we're here today. But I'll answer that question when it comes up. Harness, we are poised to become a breakout company because it just makes sense. We're not reinventing the wheel here. We're taking traditional, proven fundraising methods. Everyone here has thrown that handful of change in the Salvation Army bucket. We're taking the traditional, proven methods and digitizing them for the modern day fundraiser. Appreciate your time and more than welcome to take any questions. Thank you.
Hi, can you fill us in on the revenue stream? How do you get your income? Your customer is the nonprofit?
Yes, sir.
I assume your client is the people who are giving?
Yes, sir.
So
We have a B2B relationship with each nonprofit organization. As I said, we white label both mobile apps and web platforms for each partner. So it creates that seamless line of communication between a partner organization, which is the nonprofit, and their donors. And we charge them a typical SaaS model, $875 per month. And what that gives them is that white label customization, but also our service delivery model, which is a set rule of, or a guide of best practices and a curriculum that not only educates all internal stakeholders and organization members, but also helps them ramp up to their first 100 users. And remember, I said that that first 100 users is equivalent to over $40,000 in extra brand new income per year. So effectively, we're showing each partner a 4x return in the first 6 weeks before they can even think about what the subscription fee is and how they're going to move forward with it. Yes, sir.
Who eats the transaction fee?
So it's all included in our.
So it's 875 plus 10% contributions. That covers everything.
Yes, sir.
How many charities can I be donating to?
So right now, we're working with each individual organization at once. However, we notice that folks are inherently good and love to give, and what we're actively doing is building a web platform where you can go online and select from a pot of different organizations and send your change in a round-robin style to each organization so you can support more than just, for instance, the Ronald McDonald's.
Yeah, to follow up on what Sean was saying, Gift Day Tampa Bay, what is it, Danielle? 400 organizations last year?
You're
Non-profit.
putting me on the spot. I think it's something like that.
400. If you would work with Gift Day Tampa Bay, you'd have access to all those organizations, and it's really nice to have a platform for you to publicity.
Yes, ma'am. And that's something we've tried to, reach out to some of the folks at Gift Day, also the foundational folks. For instance, Hillsborough County over in Tampa has over 7,000 nonprofits that they support. So working with community foundations, Sean has been incredibly helpful, hopefully kind of getting us involved with the Pinellas County Foundation so that we can create a Pinellas County giving app, and everyone in the county can rally around one product and kind of select an organization that they directly like to benefit.
And I'll bounce back off with Monica. Gift Day had a ton of those things. The problem with Gift Day is their technology solution is terrible.
Right.
Gotcha.
So if you can step in there,
Absolutely.
that would be big. And that's the Community Foundation of Tampa Bay. The folks that they put up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I thought you gave a fantastic presentation. You really explained your company well, and I really admire your mission. So congratulations on that. Have you solved all of the technology issues? Are you working with credit card companies and processors and
Yep, so our product
bank
is fully
acquired?
built for iOS and our web app is done.
What's that?
We finished our product for iOS and for web app.
And it works?
Yeah, and it's working.
And how do you work that out with the credit card companies and the banks and
We
the
have
debit card companies?
APIs that basically give us the banking data, and then we accumulate the charges in the back end, and then we actually don't touch any of the money. Our other processing API handles all that. So it allows every donation to be 100% tax deductible from the user standpoint, which was really important.
Is
So-
that secure?
It is. We use Stripe as our processor. They're the major processor for Uber and pretty much every app out there.
They're the gold standard in processing. Like Andrew said, we work directly with the banks. We were vetted specifically, obviously, to grant access into transactional data. We had to go through a series of interviews and things like that to gain access to those APIs. However, we've been up and running with Ronald McDonald House for over 6 weeks now, and the system is humming like a well-oiled machine. So it's all working really well.
Great, congratulations.
Thanks, sir. Yes, sir.
I just did some real quick back of the envelope calculations. For breaking for the nonprofit, is it like 20 to 40 clients, customers?
It's 27 users.
27 users? 'Cause
So, and for the folks that we've spoken to, that's just them looking around in their office and
Right.
saying, okay, everyone in this room signs up and we're already making money. So it's been a really great response in the fact that it takes only 30 seconds for a donor to sign up. And then after that, it's that recurring revenue coming in little by little every single month. We also have full ability for the donor themselves to set caps and things like that. So no matter what, you're always giving comfortably. Yes, sir.
what kind of support do you get from the client for marketing the app and
Yep.
encouraging deployment?
Definitely. So we've built out templates for each of our partners that basically allow them to follow this curriculum and get you to your first 100 users. So that includes not only the email templates, but also some flyers and stuff like that. That basically we can white label for them, drop in your logo, your color scheme, and you're ready to go.
So that's the best practices, replicating it across all the segments and trying to replicate success as fast as possible. Yes, sir.
I think you just answered, but you could list a number of different charities and say, I want to give $100 to University of Florida, $100 to Heart Foundation, and it would take care of putting the cap in and then limiting how much you're giving each one of these and various charities.
So every month, you can limit your donations, no matter how many times I slide my card. I won't give over, say, $20 this month. I won't give over $30 this month. And then once we do have that consumer-facing web app where you can kind of pick and choose charities off the shelf, put them into your harness, and then give according to your own, weights to each charity, that'll be something that you'll have access to. Yes, sir.
So I'm happen to be part of a nonprofit. It's a smaller nonprofit. So for me to spend $895, I think the number was.
Yes, sir. So before you even go on, we'll stop there. We have a no upfront cost model as well. It's a strict percentage take model that our percentage goes down as your users go up. So we're protecting not only ourselves as a business, but we're also giving you as a nonprofit an opportunity to get on the platform, on the tech, and also give you skin in the game because, for instance, after your 10th user, once you get your 11th user, your rate will go down. And then again, after you get your 51st user, your rate will go down. And when you break 100 users, your rate will go down. So it entices you as a nonprofit leader and your volunteers and internal stakeholders to rally around the product, gain momentum, and then release it to the public. And by that point, the money will be coming in, so there'll be no problems.
So can I ask another question? So if I'm going to spend $900, right, what type of revenue would I expect to be generated in a percentage back to my organization? I mean, should I,
So it's like 89.9, it's 90% will go back to your organization.
Okay, but I'm spending $1,000. What if I go back to my organization, say we're going to generate $40,000 a year or $10,000 a year? Is there some number that on that 895 that you can do on a month that
So you're saying that you're going to have more volume, so can we lower the percentage?
No. What I'm saying is, if I'm going to spend $900, what should I expect to get back?
Oh, definitely. So we are going to hold you to that first 100 users, right? So that gets you to $42,000 annual recurring revenue. Beyond that, you're going to have best practices to go and increase that number exponentially, your number of users.
And we have the account managers in place as well. We set up weekly meetings with you or a champion within your organization to make sure that the marketing is being deployed as we suggest. And also, furthermore, once you do reach the optimal switching point from your tier model to the subscription model where it makes sense for your organization to switch, we'll automatically make that switch for you, so you're always, enjoying the best rate.
Toward online bill paying as well.
So
We've thought about some different ways that we could kind of shift this model towards other streams, and one of them is basically like a savings account. So basically, I want to donate half of my roundups, and I want to save half of my roundups. I haven't really looked into the bill pay solution yet, but I'm assuming it would work the same as we had the escrow, and then you can automatically select which things you want it to be debited from.
So things like student debt, things like that, those are all things that have come to our attention. However, we know that just working with these NPOs that are the low-hanging fruit will get us to more than enough traction to be able to really service all these other areas that we really want to hit.
I was referring to if my donation is changed from rounding up when I swipe, I pay Tico on my electronic
Absolutely.
bill.
So
32 cents and you can get 78 of it.
any transaction that goes across the account you link, so whether it's a transfer of money or swiping at a gas station or Amazon purchase, any transaction from that account will get rounded up.
But right now it's only credit card, not like an electronic bill pay, or can it? Like you work with
It is. So
banks.
it's every transaction that you would have on your Amex statement.
So you enroll by linking to your bank account. So if you have a Wells Fargo account, username and password, you're done.
Security?
Like I said, we've been vetted very far. There's a lot of different fintech companies using the same software we do and the same APIs, and the response has been incredible so far. So just
We actually have a slide on security.
yes, sir.
Do you have any intellectual property? Have you filed any process patents on this rounding up?
So there is a process patent out there for rounding up. It was actually gifted to the American Cancer Society. And basically, Bank of America challenged that patent because they do the way to save, and it got thrown out. So it's not holding up anymore.
Yeah. So there is a live patent out there that's unenforceable. So our strategy is absolutely first to market, plant flags at every organization we possibly can, and enter that way. Yes, ma'am.
So as a startup nonprofit, if we choose to commit to this, and our responsibility is to get the 100.
So we hope you get that 100.
Okay.
So we take it upon ourselves to carry you to that first 100. And along the way, we want to educate you on successful ways to grow that 100 into 200, and then 500, and then 1,000, and give you those tools necessary so you can really take the product and run with it.
And so it's as basic as downloading an app and then just
So-
letting anybody we see know that, hey,
Yep.
you have this available, but you have the option of setting it in your harness and making the decision as to who or where it goes.
So that ability is not yet out there for you to select organizations and throw in your harness. Correct. For right now, it would be whatever your organization is. For instance, Sean introduced us to Creative Play, and we're currently working with them. So we're building the Creative Play app. We've already built the Creative Play harness website, so users can now, potential donors can now go online on their mobile or download the app, just enter their name, email, and they're linked and they're in. Yes, sir.
So I think everybody in this room knows that when we sign up, Creative Play would be the charity that we pay. But pretend that I'm just a generous person who doesn't know anything about charities. I mean, I know, I've donated in the past to United Way or whatever, but is there a way through this system that you could help me identify local charities, smaller charities that might be in areas that I'm passionate about?
So
That's what we want to do with the basically the community foundation app. Would be we would highlight those really unique charities that you haven't seen. We don't really want to put up Red Cross against the Creative Play because there's no point. They've already got more money than anybody. So
yeah, and to go along with that, on our personal website, we take pride in our clients. So we're building out a white paper type aspect to our own website where you can go see the partners that we're currently working with, discover a little bit more about them, and then choose to directly donate to them. So that's something that's in the interim before we have the B2C harness app where you can select and choose. Yes, ma'am?
So when you're in the grocery store and your kids are pulling at you saying, sign this, the sneaker mom, you can put it in the window. What are you doing to replicate that? Are you doing any kind of stickers that go on your social media that say, I gave to?
So we have all the share functions. We're trying to gamify in some way, but we don't want it to be a very, we want it to still, have that set it and forget it type feel. So you're not constantly thinking about, okay, every time I swipe, how much money is, racking up or whatever. However, we have the ability to, those My Impact videos and things like that, the personalized videos, you have the ability to directly share them from your app to your social media. So that you can hopefully encourage that momentum and that viability factor to get more folks on board. Yes, ma'am?
Can you talk more about the My Impact videos? Is that when the charities create them, or do you work with teams that help charities create them?
So right now we're working with Diamond View Studios, who's a studio in Tampa, a video production studio, and we're kind of figuring out those best practices on the videos so we can write those guides and then give the power to the charity. But yes, that's how it's going to work. The charity themselves will be able to, from our app, take a video. Hey, you're at the USO, boxing facility. We're sending out different care packages to our soldiers in the field. These care packages are going for $10 right now. You've directly been accountable for 8 of them. Thank you so much. And then they can send that directly to each user.
How long have you been working at this, and what markets are you in right now?
So we started last September. We have our traditional nonprofits. We've got 4 of those partners. We've got one university that we're going to launch with January 1, Ole Miss. So that's going to be an incredible opportunity because, as we said, the alumni associations, we feel that our product will be naturally fit for it. Just they have the donor base, they have a loyal group of alumni, and then they've paired that with a dedicated marketing team that's calling folks every single day from a massive call center. So again, it's all about replacing that ask. No longer am I asking folks to dust off their checkbook, write a check for some undisclosed amount, get out an envelope, write the address, put a stamp on it, and mail it in. I'm now saying, go onto our website, give us a little each day, pledge your change, show your pride that way. And then also the religious market, we have a few partners in local churches, and we're launching with a few more of those as well.
Ole Miss sounds like a huge win, and I'm just curious, how did you do that?
So when they say connections are everything, they absolutely are. We've been blessed on this journey to meet incredible folks, and people can see the value. People, again, we've been blessed in the fact that it's for a social good. People really like to kind of get behind that. So we were warm intro to the University of Mississippi, and yeah, they were stoked about it, and we're kind of working out the legal details, the security aspects and some of those concerns. But we're hoping to launch with them January 1, which will be incredible for us.
Great.
Yes, sir.
For smaller organizations like a church, I can see a certain danger that you'd be letting some donors off the hook who might ordinarily write a $250 check. But are looking at situations, hey, I don't have to do that now. What about if the church winds up only getting $100 a year? The same donor could have given $250.
So on the minimum, you can only set your cap for $10 a month, and pretty much everyone said that. There hasn't been one person that hasn't rounded up that minimum. And so you're looking at least 120 per year per donor. And then beyond that, you can also, the pastor, priest, whoever's up there could say that you can only set your cap for $25, and then you're still paying your.
And then finally, the last part about that is the whole 2080 thing. We're telling our sorry, but that might not work for you. So we're telling our folks, we know that your 20% is doing great for you. Continue hitting them up and courting them the same way you're doing. However, for those 80% that don't want to do anything or maybe can't give as much or want an easier way to give, this is what is directed to those folks.
And just to follow up on that, we did a study at a nonprofit I work with, and the people who are writing those checks, no offense, are generally not going to sign up for a program like this. They're at a certain level, they're perhaps older, more technologically averse, and things like that. This allows us to capture young people, people who are maybe making their first charitable donation, and things like that. We found personally that it's 2 different ones. And sorry guys, I'm going to ask another question, which is what can we as a community do to help you guys out?
Really, right now, we're doing some exciting things in Tampa. We're starting out with St. Pete as well with Creative Play. If you guys are nonprofit leaders or know anybody that may be interested in hearing more about the platform, it's a very, very easy process for us to get up and running. We met with Creative Play 2 weeks ago. We sent over their assets yesterday, so it's very easy for us to get up and going. But then finally, we're going to be trying to set up these Pledge Change campaigns around town with a bunch of our different partners. RMH at Tampa Bay as well as Metro is launching December 1, which is in a couple days. So if you do see those and do see Pledge Change, please do take the second to kind of sign up and show support for not only us, but ultimately the nonprofits that we're going to be working with. Because that's what it's all about. And if we can kind of get this viability factor up and show people that, hey, you don't have to expend an ounce of energy or write a $100 check, you can help these folks out a little bit each day. That's our tagline, make big things happen a little each day. That would be greatly appreciated.